It's a powerful lens, this very precious water. The love grew strong, it's no wonder that I caught her. I thought I knew a lot, but as the master said, you don't know squat except what's in your head. She entered my heart in a most loving way and brought me to tears with her gentle summer spray. I then began to see her in a whole new light, from the smallest dewdrop to the hurricane fright. The tug got stronger, but I was a willing player. I dove right in, dancing on a deeper layer. Scanning this body, there's water everywhere. In every breath I take, it's in every single prayer. Franti sang it sweet, he wrote it with urgency. He knew, he said, don't give up on me, I won't give up on you. And Standing Rock, the echoes of that song, their guiding light, wisdom, hey, it's been here all along. Time's running out for humans on this precious earth of blue. Don't give up on me, I won't give up on you. Time's running out for humans on this precious blue pearl. We don't, but the earth has all the time in the world. Again, time's running out for humans on this precious blue pearl. We don't, but the earth has all the time in the world. This water tastes like shit. I'm a cow. Now, Alexa, can you take up the house lights here? At the Marsh Theater, oftentimes the audience is asked to suspend reality and see actors as someone that they're not. Tonight I'm going to ask you just for a few minutes to see me as something that I'm clearly not, a cow. So, to create some bovine unity and solidarity, I'm going to ask all of you on the count of 3, if you want to only, to give me a collective moo. 1, 2, 3. Despite the fact that it's summertime in West Marin County, the hills are dry, the pasture that I'm in with my herd is bright green and lush. And it's bright green and lush because there's a beautiful stream that flows through it, keeping it green all year round. Behind me, a beautiful red barn. The sky is blue, the air is crystal clear. Everything is perfect today except for one thing, the water. This water, yesterday, it tasted just fine, but today, it tastes bad. Ever since I've been drinking it, my rumen has begun to hurt. In fact, all 4 of my stomachs are hurting. I got me a quad tummy ache. The water tastes like shit, but it's not our shit. This water tastes chemically. It's got a minty scent. It's minty scented, bitter, chemically human shit. Hey, Andy, the coast is clear. Go ahead and pull it. That's my father. He's sitting in the driver's seat of our green Chevy pickup. We're parked on the side of the road in West Marin. The truck on the back has a large camper. And in the back of the camper, there is a sewage tank for our monomatic toilet. The outfall pipe of that is strategically located over a stormwater grate. The stormwater grate connects to a catchment basin, which connects to a culvert, which goes under the road and drains into a local creek, which winds down the hill and ends up in the pasture down below where there's cattle grazing. My job? Well, my job is to pull the handle. The exhaust is pretty nasty, but not as nasty. Turn handle to left and pull. I'm transfixed by the reality that my mother, my father, my sister, and my brother, all of our shit, our piss, our toilet paper has all been whipped together in a greenish-brown, mint-scented smoothie. And now, it's gone. How'd it go there, Ann? It went great, Dad. It's kind of a crappy job, but it was a total success. As we laugh triumphantly as we pull away in the getaway truck, I look in the side view mirror and I notice we're being followed. But not by the police and not by another car, but by what looks like a large snake, which is actually a pattern being left on the road by the still dribbling sewage outfall pipe from our camper. It would be many years before I realized the implications of what I'd just done. Hey, there's some over here, Leo. Shock off. Shock off, Leo! Ah. I'm in Lagunitas Creek in West Marin. My friend Leo, he's electrocuting me. Unlike Guantanamo Bay, Leo normally complies when I ask him to shock off, to turn the shocker off. We're both part of a biological team, and we're here in Lagunitas Creek shocking the water with electrofishing equipment that puts 200 to 1,000 volts into the water to shock the fish. It stuns them, they float to the top, we capture them, measure them, and then release them. Leo, what part of shock off don't you understand? Andy, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Andy. It's all right, Leo. It just hurts more every single time I get shocked. Andy, I did not do this on purpose. Please forgive me, Andy. It's cool, Leo. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Oh, Andy, I need to tell you that you have shocked me 6 times, and I have shocked you 5 times. I owe you one more shock. Oh, Leo, are you really keeping count? Andy, I am just fucking with you. You are so funny, Leo. Oh, Leo, man. I mean, can you imagine what it's like for these fish, you know? 1,000 volts, and they're in their home, you know? I mean, imagine, Leo, if you and I took off all of our clothes and we jumped in this water and had somebody shock us, what that would be like. Andy, I am so sorry, but I am busy this weekend and I cannot accept your invitation. I love working with you, Leo. I love working with you too, Andy. As I look upstream, this beautiful creek with large redwoods and alders, I just can't stop thinking, is what I'm doing here really any good? Am I causing more harm than good? Some of the fish, when we shock them, they don't survive. And these are endangered species. I don't know if our work is helpful, and I sometimes think, what if we hadn't impacted the system in the first place? We hadn't built all the dams and we weren't causing so much chemical pollution from our gardens and our yards and our leaking cars. What if we hadn't cut down so much of the vegetation that is the filtering system for all watersheds? And the septic systems, which leak countless chemicals from our homes. Hundreds of them are leaking throughout the San Geronimo Valley. Leaking detergent, shampoo, and of course, shit. I suddenly find myself jarred once again by the memory. A total success, Dad. Now I know where all that shit went. Watch your step there, buddy. Hey, Dada, how did all this trash get here? That's my son, Forrest. We're on Isla Mujeres Island, just off the coast of Mexico near Cancun. We've inadvertently found ourselves on a beach covered in trash. From the shoreline to the dunes, some of it nearly waist deep, and nearly all of it is plastic. At home in my little community, I'm working on a single-use plastic bag ban, a small effort to try to reduce the amount of plastic that's going into the ocean and into the environment, causing countless harm to wildlife. Forrest, this trash gets here, it washes up from the ocean. How does it get in the ocean, Dada? Well, you know all that garbage and you know all the plastic that we see in the grocery store? That our food's wrapped in, we buy a lot of? Well, sometimes people don't throw it away properly. They throw it on the beach, or they throw it in the ocean, or they throw it in the river, or it blows off of the landfill. And you know what? Once I went to, before you were born, Indonesia, and in Bali they throw all the garbage in the creek. And when the rains come, it cleans the creek out. But guess what? It all comes here, Dada? Yeah, essentially, Forrest. Some of it sinks when it hits the ocean. Some of it gets caught in large whirlpools called gyres. And a lot of it washes up on beaches like this. Putting garbage in the ocean is dumb, Dada. Yeah. Yeah, Forrest. We're really messing things up. Hey, Dada. Yeah, Forrest. I like the beach at Uncle Michael's house better. There's no trash there. Hey, look here, buddy. If you don't like it, the door is right there. I don't want to talk to you some more, so why don't you go take a walk? I'm at the National Fishery Institute West Coast Seafood Show. I'm with my colleague, Robert. Robert and I are here doing lots of political actions this weekend. Today, we're at the West Coast Seafood Show to talk to fishermen, to explain to them some of the problems that their fishing practices are having on the environment, specifically sea turtles. We both work for the Sea Turtle Restoration Project. Robert, his focus is on longline fishing, trying to explain to them that longline fishing is killing many animals and pushing sea turtles to the brink of extinction. Me, I'm focused on mercury in seafood. And our thinking is that if we can educate people about the amount of mercury in seafood, they will eat less seafood. And if they eat less, the price will drop and the incentives will go down for fishermen to catch those fish. And if they aren't catching those fish, there'll be fewer sea turtles being killed. I approach another table. Hi, my name is Andy, and here's a brochure. I'm with the Sea Turtle Restoration Project, and I wondered if you wanted to talk about how what you do is causing neurological damage to children and causing extinctions in the ocean. Hey, buddy, what do you expect me to do? Get myself a paper route to feed my family? My granddaddy was a fisherman. My daddy was a fisherman. I'm a fisherman. My boy will be a fisherman. You and Viros are doing nothing but causing problems for us. I don't want you here. This is our seafood show, not yours. So why don't you take a walk? Hey, I'm calling security. So just go, okay? Just go away. I don't want to see you no more today. As I walk away, I find myself moments later met by a woman in a pinstripe suit, dressed nicely, hair groomed. She's one of the organizers of the event. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I beg your pardon? Now, I've just seen Michael Moore's first two movies, and I love his persona. I don't understand. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. But why? Sir, you are illegitimate. My mother, Mary, my father, Chuck, were married, conceived me, as far as I know, raised me. Where are you getting this information? No, sir, I don't mean that. I mean you're illegitimate here. Oh, no. See, there's some kind of mistake. See, I work for the Sea Turtle Restoration Project, and I'm here to talk about mercury and seafood, and this is the seafood show for the West Coast, and of course you want people to know about mercury and seafood, and Robert, my colleague, is here to talk about sustainable oceans so that fishermen in the future can have fish to catch. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask you to leave. Sir? You said you were going to ask. Then ask. Sir, will you leave? I paid a lot of money to get in here, and it just doesn't seem fair that I should just leave. I've only been here 1 hour. This is a 10-hour show. Sir, we can refund your money. You're going to refund my money and then kick me out? Mm-hmm. 1 year later, I'm back at the National Fishery Institute West Coast Seafood Show, but this time I'm wearing an iron shirt, a necktie, sport coat, slacks, a nice belt, buffed up shoes. 6 weeks ago, I received an email inviting me to come to speak on a panel about mercury in seafood, an issue that the National Fishery Institute has vociferously denied as being a health problem whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to express my appreciation for being invited here to the West Coast Seafood Show. I'd like to express particular appreciation for how warm I've been greeted this time of being here. I wink at the woman in the back who kicked me out last year. Ladies and gentlemen, each year 630,000 babies are born with neurological defects due to their mothers eating mercury-tainted seafood while the babies are in the womb during their pregnancies. Now, the Food and Drug Administration warns women of childbearing age not to eat swordfish, tuna, king mackerel, and tilefish. But the Sea Turtle Restoration Project has on their website at gotmercury.org a mercury calculator, so you can actually calculate what fish have mercury in it and try to reduce your mercury as much as possible. Now, even though the FDA says it's okay to have some, the truth is mercury is not a trace element that we need for our lives. In fact, the best levels of mercury is 0. So the couple of things you can do, you can use the mercury calculator to choose fish with the minimum amount of mercury in it, or, and I know this isn't popular at the West Coast Seafood Show, you can choose a plant-based diet. Thank you. As the crowd applauds, and as I look at especially women's head nodding during my time speaking about pregnancy and birth defects and the protection of women and babies, I feel a deep sense of accomplishment, of gratitude, of appreciation. Just maybe this year I'm actually creating positive change in my work. Andy, 你觉得这个地方怎么样? I'm in Yancheng, China, 4 hours north of Shanghai. That's Mr. Du. Mr. Du is the CEO of a drinking water treatment facility that treats water for 3 million people. That's 4 San Franciscos. I'm here on a tour with Mr. Du that's normally reserved for dignitaries, but because I have a connection with him, I'm getting a personal tour of this amazing facility that uses vast wetlands to treat drinking water, something that's not common in China. I'm overwhelmed with how beautiful this place is, how amazing it is that wetlands are being used in this way. I decide that I'll try some of my Mandarin to communicate back with Mr. Du. My translator tells me what he said. He says, the water here is very good now. What do you think of this place, Andy? 我非常喜欢这个地方. My translator assures me that perhaps speaking English might be better to facilitate maximum communication with Mr. Du. Mr. Du, I'm overwhelmed with joy and inspiration seeing your facility here. Mr. Du, everywhere I've traveled in China, from the smallest creeklets to larger streams, to rivers, to lakes, and even to the ocean, I see polluted water. I see animal waste going in the water. I see chemical waste and factories polluting the water. The water in many places is black with pollutants. When I was in Shilai a few weeks ago, I saw farmers rinsing their pesticide tanks in the very creek that I was sitting beside. Mr. Du, this place is a wonderful place. In America, many people blame China for pollution, but few people in America really understand that the reason that the consumer products that we're so hungry for are so cheap is because China has lax environmental standards. Mr. Du, what you're doing here is providing clean water for people, yes, but you're doing something much greater. Mr. Du, you're providing hope. If this can be replicated around China, and in fact around the world where there's a great shortage of drinking water, it would be a great, great thing. Mr. Du, I want this for my son and his children and his children's children and his children's children's children. Mr. Du, I want this for the world. It's a powerful lens, this very precious water. The love grew strong. It's no wonder that I caught her. You're in me, I'm in you. One, not two. Sweet, precious water, I kiss you.